Well, the situation in Bakhmut or Artyomsk is dire for Ukraine. Um, the Russians are in the business of killing Ukrainians, and business is very good. Um, about a month ago, Russia had said they've killed about 32,000 Ukrainian soldiers just in that battle alone, and I can tell you that that number's probably gone up by over 10, maybe 15,000 since that time. So we're looking at you know close to 50,000 Ukrainian dead just in the Battle of Bakhmut. Um, and it's just going to get worse. The Russians aren't in the. Everybody's like, why haven't Russia take the town? Well, why does Russia want to lose more men? If you have a situation right now where you can go advance slowly in the process, destroy the Ukrainian military. In Bakhmut, the Bakhmut battle has broken the back of the Ukrainian military. It's broken the back of it. It will never recover from this. This will go down as the decisive battle of this war. This is where Ukraine, put their bayonet in the ground and said, we're going to fight here. And they did. They poured everything they had in this fight, and they lost. They're losing. And Ukraine will never recover from this loss. That's just straight up. Now, in the United States, understand that a lot of our policymakers, as I said earlier, are trapped in old thinking, what I call the immediate honeymoon of the post-Cold War years, where the Soviet Union went away, China had not yet risen, the United States was the sole remaining superpower, and a lot of these people came into their adult configuration, so to speak, during this time. So they've been programmed into thinking about America being something that America no longer is. And so when they take a look at a changing world, the only solution they have is old school thinking, muscle flexing, economic sanctions, military maneuvers, diplomatic tough rhetoric, and all that. Well, the world's fed up with it. Our muscles have atrophied. We spent 20 years in Afghanistan and Iraq forgetting how to fight long, big, large-scale conflict. We don't have that muscle group anymore. I don't care if you bench pressed 300 pounds 30 years ago. If you haven't been to the gym for the last 20 years, you ain't getting anywhere close to 300 pounds up today. And America's, that old football player that has the 300-pound, bench press T-shirt that you earned when you were 20 years old. Then all you've been doing is drinking beer since then. So it's sort of stretched and it's got some stains on it from the wings that you've been eating, but you're still wearing that shirt as if you can still do it. And now if you go into the gym, though, you'll be lucky to get 135 up. You get the bar, maybe 245-pound plates, and you'll do this, and then you'll bring it down, and then you'll look around, make sure nobody saw, then you walk out with your 300-pound shirt. That's the reality. That's where America is today. We can't lift anymore. We can't do it anymore, but we walk around like we can. And the world's tired of watching this. And there was a time when they'd go, well, he used to be able to bench 300 pounds, so we're going to treat him with respect. And now they're just fed up with it. You can't bench it anymore. Leave the bench press. We have bigger dogs want to come in and lift weights now. Okay, we're tired of you sitting there texting on your phone, eating a wing while you hog the bench. Let's get other people in there to lift. And China's ready to lift, Russia's ready to lift, India's ready to lift, everybody's ready to lift. America's just not the weightlifter we used to be. And it's hard for us to accept. We have a whole bunch of diplomats right now that are of a certain age, that people who grew up when America could flex, could lift. But their entire way of thinking about the world is shaped by that. And so they're not able to come up with new thinking because they're politically trapped. That's half the problem, is all this thinking is tied to domestic politics. Most of what's going wrong in the world today is because our officials can't be honest to the American people, because they've sold a certain image to the American people about what America is and what America can be, and they can't now stand up and say. There's an old saying that I got told by my general when I was a young lieutenant, and I'd be standing in front of him knowing that I was right and trying to explain to him how right I was. And he'd say, Lieutenant, when you're standing in front of the general and you're explaining, you're losing. You don't want to be explaining to the general, no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're right. The fact that you have to explain it to the general means you're wrong because you did something wrong that needs explaining. Politicians have been misleading the American public for so long, and they've been working in cahoots with the media, mainstream media. So the American public has come to accept certain things as a given, such as America will never lose a fight. America is the strongest economy. The dollar will forever be the strongest currency in the world today. Why? Because we've been told this by our politicians, and it's been echoed by the mainstream media. Well, that's everything I just said is a lie. It's all a lie. But now, can a politician now go, hey, for the last 30 years, I've been lying to you, and the mainstream media has been promulgating that lie. But now I want to come clean, tell you the truth, and hope you vote for me again next election. And they'll say, no, thank you for telling the truth, but get out of here. We're going to bring in somebody more honest. No politician's willing to explain. So, because when you're explaining, you're losing. So now they're going to come up and they're going to continue the same lie. And that's what's happening. But now, to continue the same lie, you have to continue the same flex. And so we're out in the world flexing. There's a great line from the original Top Gun movie, where the senior aviation guy's talking to Tom Cruise's character. He says, son, your mouth's writing checks your body can't cash. And that's what's happening right now. We're out in the world, mouth, 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 but the body can't cash that check anymore. And the world's starting to call in the loan and wait till the loan sharks show up because the interest rate is going to be pretty high.
We have a few questions in the chat, and I'm going to, let's see. So if you see me look away when you're talking, I'm actually